the Gen Z effect on the government, we've seen Gen Zs wakifanya kazi nzuri sana, wakienda kwa streets, wanaandamana, despite the fact that mali inaharibiwa, but at the end of the day, we get something out of that. Yeah. We've seen also them wakiandamana kwa different countries na imezaa matunda. Let's talk about that. What do you think about this effect?
Yeah, before the effect, we even have to ask ourselves why. Why there's this Gen Z uprising.
Yeah.
The reason is that there is a gap. We have no parliament to speak for the people.
Yeah.
And that is what brings up the Gen Z uprising, in order to fill that gap.
Yeah.
So people feel that they must speak for themselves if parliament was bought and compromised.
Okay.
So the effect on this government is that Gen Zs have exposed this government very badly, even internationally. And the effect is that the Gen Zs are keeping this government on toes, and they are making it very hard even for Ruto and this government to operate, to operate in the normal style of operation in this country. That style of, corruption, nepotism, tribalism. So that is the problem that Ruto is having right now. And the effect is that these Gen Zs who did not vote, these people did not vote in 2022, despite them being registered voters. 8 million of them, millennials and Gen Zs, did not vote. But this time around, these are the people who are going to vote. I can remember I was even an agent in a polling station, and I could count among 10 elderly people, you could only see one youth. You count 10 people, one youth. But the situation is going to change. The tables are going to be turned, and the effect that it might make Ruto a one-term president. Yes.
Do you think that the Gen Z's effect is also caused by youths being educated, but at the end of the day, they have no jobs? They have no jobs, they have no one to talk to them, or they have no one to air their problems.
Yes.
So it's to the point where they go to the streets to protest so that they can get justice. Is it also caused by unemployment?
Yes, it is caused by unemployment. Imagine these are people who are graduates. They have done actuarial science, engineering, Bachelor of Commerce, and so on. And then when they graduate, the only opportunities they get in the job market in Kenya are only two opportunities. Only two: betting and border. Most of these borders you see on the streets are graduates. That is how our economy is. That's why you can see Gen Zs are saying every now and then, you lied to our parents, you will not lie to us. Yes, they know that previous governments have lied to their parents. And they know that Ruto is applying the same system of governance, of lying. So they won't accept it.
We've seen Gen Zs abandoning the cause. We've seen also the same leaders meeting Gen Zs, giving them money, empowering them in different ways, buying for them motorbikes and all that. Do you think we are going to achieve what Nepal has achieved, what other countries have achieved, if these leaders continue calling them privately, giving them money, to the point where other people abandon the cause? Are we going to achieve what we want to achieve?
As I had said earlier, this issue of unemployment does not need tokenism or knee-jerk reactions, as we are seeing. this, assembling the youth and giving them some tokens in form of money or whatever will not help. It will not kill the cause. As I had said earlier, some of them might abandon the cause because of that tokenism. But have we addressed the problem? We have not addressed the problem. This is a rupture. It is like diarrhea.
Yeah.
It is like diarrhea, and you can't prevent it or when you want to vomit, you can't prevent the vomiting by sealing your mouth with a sellotape.
Yeah.
You'll burst. So whatever this government does, this tokenism and so on, it won't solve this problem. Uhuru had already seen this thing. And when Uhuru saw it, that's why he started something called Kazi Mtaani.
Yeah.
Yes. He had seen the problem. And Uhuru thought, in order to keep some of these youth busy, let me give them something that can earn them a small income.
Yeah.
And that is how he kept them busy through Kazi Mtaani. And then when Ruto came, he disbanded Kazi Mtaani, he scrapped it. I don't know if he has returned it, I don't know. But I can tell you for sure, this is an economic revolution which will not end by buying some youth. It won't end. It can only end if you take deliberate actions to solve unemployment. And the youth are learned, and they will see that you have taken a step. And they will tell you, we can now see you have taken a step. For example, the first step that Ruto must take, and I don't think he will do it, is to invest massively in manufacturing.
Yeah.
That is the only way to create jobs. Revive cotton industry, revive sugar industries, revive petroleum industries. In that way, you will create millions of jobs for these young people. That way. But as long as our economy is shrinking, companies are closing down and going to neighboring countries, to Ethiopia, to Uganda, to Tanzania, because the environment of doing business in Kenya is too toxic. Companies are moving. And those ones that are choosing to stay, they are scaling down, reducing their human capital in order to survive. That way, we won't solve the problem. And this one is just a time-ticking bomb. Maybe the next time it erupts, you may not even stop it by shooting. Yeah.
Are you seeing ourselves being in the state where Nepal government is right now?
It is the Kenyan Gen Zs who started this revolution that is going worldwide. So it's a world revolution. And those Gen Zs in Nepal copied Kenya. Gen Zs in Bangladesh copied Kenya. Gen Zs in Sri Lanka copied Kenya. And Gen Zs everywhere. The only problem is that in Kenya, maybe Kenyan Gen Zs do not achieve much of what they wanted. They achieved very little, like stopping the Finance Bill 2024, but they do not achieve the end goal of what they desired.
Yeah.
But the Gen Zs in other countries like Nepal have achieved the end goal of what they desired. I think partly it's because Ruto was too brutal against Kenyan police, against Kenyan Gen Zs. There was a lot of abduction, too much shooting to kill, and so on. And now you can see they are trying to silence people by applying terrorism charges to peaceful demonstrators. And also, government mercenaries infiltrated the peaceful demonstrations to loot, so that it could appear that it is Gen Zs who are destroying property. Yes.
Let's get back to economy. Currently, there is no money circulation. Business people are shutting down. Watu wanaacha biashara zao, watu wana close down shops. I've seen so many people closing down their shops in the CBD.
Yes.
People are now going back to selling just in the house online. People are relying on TikTok because they cannot even make something or even make enough for rent.
Yes.
There's no circulation of money in the economy, yes, and businesses are suffering. What is your take on this?
There's no circulation of money in the economy because of Ruto's tax policies. You can imagine that the price index, or let me call it inflation, is now at 4.1%. Inflation 4.1% simply means that the prices compared to 2024 have increased by 4.1%. And there's no money in circulation. It is what we call purchasing power. People have the purchasing power has declined tremendously. There is pressure on pockets, on pay slips. You can imagine that almost half of your pay slip goes to taxes. So purchasing power has reduced. Maybe if you were previously doing shopping of 20,000, you have reduced, your shopping is now maybe 10,000 or even lower. That is how there is no money in circulation because of high taxes and because this government is borrowing too much locally from local banks. Let me tell you, you cannot. You remember some years back, 2-3 years ago, banks were literally hawking loans on the streets. Yes, you could go at Kencom and get a tent, a KCB tent. You could get an Equity Bank tent, Family Bank tent, and they would call you and persuade you, take you through their loan products and the interest rates. Right now, banks cannot give you a loan because they have one good client called the government who's willing to take loans at higher interest rate. That way, money cannot circulate in the economy. There's no money circulation. Inflation is too high, and the only way an economy can grow when people have money in their pockets is when there's money in circulation. You cannot measure the growth of our economy using the Nairobi Security Exchange. You can't. Yes, you have to measure using purchasing power.
We have had speculations that the same time there's no money in our pockets, there's no money circulating in our economy. People have money in their houses, and this money they are going to use it in the time ya campaign, so that sasa wa campaign with the narrative that improve economy.
Yes.
Do you have anything to say about this?
Yeah, and that is what is killing our economy. Because you remove 1 billion from this economy, from circulation, and hide it somewhere in a container, that 1 billion has left a big gap in our economy. There are people who are going to lose jobs.
Yeah.
There are people who are going to close their business because of that 1 billion. You have withdrawn from our economy and hidden it somewhere.
Okay.
And as you have said, they will come with this money towards the election of 2027. They will come with it. Ruto will even return subsidies. You remember those Uhuru subsidies? Subsidies on unga, on fuel. You will see those subsidies back in order to lower the prices of basic commodities, so that you can be hoodwinked into voting him again. And he will come and say, simunaona nimepunguza bei ya unga iko chini, simunaona bei ya mafuta iko chini, simunaona blah 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 blah. And people will be hoodwinked into voting for him. And immediately he gets re-elected, he will scrap the subsidies, and you can imagine what he will do if he were to be elected again, God forbid. Imagine what he could do, given that he will not be coming back to ask for our votes. Imagine what he could do. So it is the strategy of making them poor in order to manipulate them. It is a Machiavellian principle: make them poor so that you can rule them properly. And Ruto is, let me finish by saying, Ruto is one person who creates a problem, then he comes and solves the problem, and then you clap for him again. Yet he's the one who created the problem. You remember when he took over power, I can remember very well, the dollar was, against the Kenyan shilling, was 119 shillings when Ruto took over power. Immediately he took over power, it shot up to 165, I think. 165. And then it started coming down again. It is a problem we created, and then he started solving it artificially, so that we can clap for him. Yes.
Okay, let's talk about when opposition joined government. When opposition joins government, Kenyans experience a lot of negative side, because now those people who are telling us what to do, who are telling us the bad side of the government, who are correcting our leadership, our president, our executive, are now with the government. We cannot now experience what we used to experience. And this is even worse, where the opposition leader, His Excellency Raila Odinga, was calling us to the street and atuambia, do this, giving us direction, trusting him 100%, and then vitu zinabadilika. What is your take on such issues? Opposition joining the government, and then all of a sudden Kenyans are left on their own.
Yeah, that is the situation we are in right now, unfortunately, and very sad. That the Ruto had to buy the opposition to join the government, so that he can rule without opposition to his government. And it was contrary to his promise when he took over power, that we need a vibrant opposition. I will not interfere with the opposition. And then immediately he did the opposite by buying the opposition, buying all opposition MPs and so on. So that one leaves Kenyans exposed, and it tells Kenyans that we are on our own. We have to speak for ourselves and fight for ourselves. But that also has exposed Raila very badly, because Kenyans have always known Raila to be a person who fights for social justice and democracy. And now it has projected him very badly in the eyes of Kenyans. And I don't think that Kenyans will believe Raila again, even if he comes and starts opposing Ruto. Kenyans won't believe him, because Raila joined Ruto at a very bad time. At a very bad time, when blood was being shed on our streets. It is the time that he joined Ruto, when Kenyans were crying, demanding for good governance. So he literally chose to protect Ruto against Kenyans who are demanding for good governance. So, and that is the situation we are in right now. And that is why Kenyans decided that they will make noise for by themselves, and they will speak for themselves. That is why we are speaking, because we have no opposition. Even in the National Assembly, the minority side is now in government. Yani parliament right now is just a mass choir, a Ruto mass choir. There is no alternative voice in parliament.
Is there an alternative that we can, apart from Mandabano and us uniting and just airing our views to the public or to the government or to the media, so that wafikishie how watu wenye tuna address? Do you think we have any alternative now that opposition, the main opposition, will shift to the government, and the current opposition that we have currently seems to address other issues? Let's say the Rigathi team seems to address other issues, and which their main aim looks like Ruto lazima, His Excellency William Ruto lazima aende nyumbani. What other platforms or what other ways can we use? Because I can see wale watu ambao tunaweza kuwa trust, like let's say when the Gen Z movement was beginning, at the very beginning tuliona hata wengine immediately after they went viral wakaenda commit the same people when they joined the government. So what do you think is going to be a lasting solution to addressing our issues?
First of all, I think we have very many alternatives, and we have very many bloodless alternatives.
Yeah.
If Kenyans, we can adopt those alternatives, we can push this government into acting. For example, and you know the people who normally let us down while we are demanding for good governance are the people we call the lower middle class and the middle class.
Yeah.
These people work as civil servants and so on. Because when the Kenyans call for maandamano, those people will just report to it.
Yeah.
But they must remember that we are collectively a nation. And if we are collectively a nation, if there is an abduction that is going on in this country, it matters to every Kenyan. It matters to everyone that we must act against that act of abduction. So there are alternatives. Kenyans, we could even resist or boycott from paying taxes in order to push the government to act on anything we want. Kenyans, we could even mobilize ourselves in the constituencies and tell our MP that you will not step in this constituency until you impeach Ruto. We shall only allow you to come here after you have impeached Ruto.
Okay.
That is an alternative, and MPs, an MP will now think this is now about my personal interest. Yeah, I cannot protect Ruto any longer. It's now about myself. So there are alternatives that we can take, and also as Kenyans, we can have peaceful assemblies at the grassroots level maybe in every village or on ward level, peaceful assemblies, so that collectively we speak about issues, national issues that affect us. Yes.
We've had hizo peaceful demonstrations, peaceful congregations, but unafika mahali unapata mkihave hiyo peaceful demonstration, maybe even it's just a peaceful walk, polisi lazima watumwe, polisi lazima wakuje kuwavuruga na hata wawakataze. And this happens even after you've already informed the right bodies that you are going to have these peaceful demonstrations.
Yes.
We also had the previous wakati wa Gen Z's maandamano za this year, we had a peaceful protest. Watu wanasema it will be peaceful when they are planning, but unapata serikali yenyewe ama askari wametumwa kukuja kuvuruga. Sasa how are we going to deal with this? Because people are wakishapanga peaceful protest, bado tu serikali inakuja kuvuruga.
Yeah, you know, serikali inatumia ile tactic. The tactic they are using is what we call give a dog a bad name in order to kill it.
Okay.
Because initially, the Gen Z demonstrations were very peaceful. These young people were only armed with their bottle of water, a phone, and a Kenyan flag. They were very peaceful. They were not destroying property. In fact, if they could see anybody destroying property, they could deal with that person.
Yeah.
But the government infiltrated. The government infiltrated, and the organized goods were planted among the Gen Zs so that they could loot, and so that the government could now have an excuse to crack down on Gen Zs, to paint them as looters and hooligans. And that is how the government, what the government did. But I think what I want to say, if such tactics did not stop previous the quest for multipartyism, the quest for new constitution, even the previous presidents applied such tactics, but people never relented. People said we shall push on until we achieve our goal. So I think the only way is that people must not relent. Whichever tactics and unorthodox means the government applies, people must not relent. People who are lawful, people who are not criminals, people who are not looting, people who are peaceful must not relent. Yes, and when you get to the streets, maybe to demonstrate, do not arm yourself because you'll give the government an excuse. Just be peaceful. Yes.
Tukimalizia, what is your last take on current opposition? Because ukiangalia, there are a number of people wenye wamekuja kuvie for presidency come 2027. But then again, ukiangalia, let's take a look of Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi has always, when he talks, when he's campaigning or meeting people in a public gathering, yeye anasema lazima aende nyumbani. So it seems like his intention is not even yeye being president. His intention is Ruto aende nyumbani. Now, when this happens, he's going to be at peace.
Yes.
We have also had a good number of people who are not that strong enough, according to Wananchi, to maybe tackle this or to tackle the opposition leadership. Your last take about the current opposition?
My take is that if this opposition does not unite and come up with one candidate, then Ruto will beat them very early in the morning. He will beat them very early in the morning. It is not a favor they will be doing Kenyans. It is an obligation to them that they must unite and come up with one candidate so that they can face Ruto. For example, if Rigathi Gachagua decides to contest, that one will be, Ruto will celebrate too early. Yes, if Rigathi Gachagua contests, then he can also contest. That one will give Ruto a second term, a clean one. So they must come together. And I think for Rigathi Gachagua, is very bitter with Ruto because of the fallout they had. And he's determined to make sure that Ruto goes home no matter what. Let me tell you, when you are fighting somebody who has nothing to lose, that person is very dangerous. Rigathi Gachagua has nothing to lose. Ruto has something to lose. And Rigathi Gachagua will do anything. He doesn't care because he has nothing to lose. His desire and goal, regardless of what he will get, is to make sure that Ruto goes home. And that is what he has managed to galvanize the central region of Kenya behind himself very successfully. And it will be very hard for Ruto to make inroads in central Kenya again to get support there because of Rigathi Gachagua.
Okay.
And Rigathi Gachagua, people somehow have started believing him because we were told he was removed from government because he was a tribalist. He was removed from government because of this and this. But since he left government, we have not seen any change. We have not seen any change in matters to tribalism, corruption, and so on. So people have started thinking, oh, so there was no need even to remove Rigathi Gachagua. So I think the opposition must unite. Unless they unite, they cannot defeat Ruto. Yes.
Your last message to the youth, or your last message to everyone who is fighting for a new Kenya, for a new system.
My last message is that this is not even a generational quest. The quest for good governance in Kenya is not even a generational quest. So I would like to call it Gen Zote. Gen X like me, the Alpha and all their millennials, Gen Zs and others. It concerns us. It must concern us collectively as 55 million Kenyans that our country is in bad shape, that things are not moving, our economy is shrinking, there's no future for our youth, people are losing jobs, people are closing businesses. So it must arouse our conscience that we all have a duty to shape the future of this country. Regardless of your age, we all have a duty to shape the future of this country. Because our current president, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, is continuously perpetuating lies, and corruption is too rampant. For example, the Auditor General has said that the office of the president uses 2.2 million per day on printing alone. 2.2 million per day on printing. That is 800 million per year. If you use 2.2 million per day on printing, and I'm told 100 papers are 1 kilogram. So it means you are printing 22,000 kilograms per day of paper. That is 22 tons. The office of the president is printing 22 tons of paper per day. 22 tons can be carried by 3 trucks, each truck carrying 7 tons, and 1 pickup carrying 1 ton. So the office of the president is printing 2 trucks carrying 7 tons each, plus 1 pickup. That is a total lie. It is outright theft of public resources. So Kenyans, I want to ask Kenyans that wherever you are, it behoves on you. You have an obligation as a citizen to fight for your country, to fight for good governance, to demand for justice. An injustice to anyone is an injustice to all of us. So Kenyans, let us stay awake. And I want to ask youth that please, wherever you are, make sure you are a registered voter. Make sure you are a registered voter. We shall only kick Ruto out of power through the ballot and voting massively. We want to beat him with a big margin so that he cannot go to the Supreme Court. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching, our viewers. You will continuously see our Mr. Robert here, maybe weekly. We'll be having him here. Thank you so much, Mr. Robert, for your insightful words, insightful information. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Havana Media TV, and you'll be updated.
Pleasure. Sawa. Hapo uko na maji ya kunywa kweli? It was beautiful,
very beautiful. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I really appreciate.
Yeah.
You have good information. I think every Friday you'll be coming.
If you want me to come every Friday, I'll make it a bit.
Okay.
So you can call me a resident analyst.
Yeah. You'll be a resident analyst.
Yeah.
Every Friday morning.
Every Friday morning.
Yeah.
Sawa.
Thank you.
I'll be coming. Same time, eh?
Yeah, same time.
fiti.
Hii interview imeflow. Thanks for joining. How are you? We are just done with the interview, with our morning show. In the morning show interview.
Sawa, ila shida. Jamaa bwana. Umsona venye hapa na information mbaya sana.
Alafu na nini? Pia maswali zangu on the first interview before utukate zimeweza sana.
Zimeweza?
Hii kitu unaona kama the second part imechukua 32. Acha edit akutumie.
Utatumia email.
Email.
Nikutumia kwa email.
Sawa.
How are you? Unaona hizo maswali pia zimeweza? Mimi naezanga interview sana. Wewe najua unaweza voice over na stories na feature stories.
Sasa feature stories hapo tunataka sawa. Mbona ni kwa interview? Mimi naweza kusema na kwa hiyo hata kama wangu.
Wewe bedoro.
Kama ni ngoma na ni kwanza na kutoka juu nikifungia hapa ndani bana niongojea hapo nje.
Political interviews lazima uada.
You
know, you are not supposed, at some point niliona na nod nikajirudi nikasema I'm not supposed to nod, kukubaliana na yeye na kuagree. Kwa sababu political interviews are not supposed to side with anyone. Una side unamuuliza maswali, una side unamruka hivyo hivyo. Ndio uone kina hao mademu wa Citizen wamefika penye wako. Si mchezo. Nikienda live YouTube huwa nakuwa na audience ya majuu.
Kwa kwa majuu. Ngambo.
US.
Niliona kandi Sirol kamera majuu.
Nani huyo? Sirol.
Kale kutoka nako.
Oh, na huyo sasa na date a very rich guy nini? A very rich guy wa majuu.
Na sasa? Sasa wanga na date wale watu na bado life yake i-change.
Wewe unajaje i-change?
Sirol.
Sasa ni end life.
Mimi nikutana na Sirol some nini before nilimwona kwa majuu.